This was round 4 of the 90s MTG Legacy Open. We've been jumping around, traveling through time on our streams. Still have a few matches from the big event in the queue. Michael on the left with Doomsday, Eric on the right with Lands. Okay, a mulligan to 6 for Michael on Doomsday. Looks like Eric kept 7. Polluted Delta passed the turn. Harmless. I spotted Doomsday in hand. Once upon a time, great way to start a game.
Yes, I have to reveal what I get.
Thespian Stage. That card's pretty good. Yavimaya, Expiration, Wasteland. Pretty good start for Eric. Looks like Michael just drew Force of Will. That could matter a bit. Marsh Flats pass. Very fair so far. Lil Wetter's head has arrived. Jamming Bagels in the chat. It's a Ghost Quarter and the Thespian Stage we saw. Expiration still a really good card in 2025. Maybe 2026 as well. Who knows? All right, that little earthquake was me fixing the camera. It was a little crooked, but we're all good now. You see, folks, I take care of this stuff. Like, I care about the quality of the stream, believe it or not. Some people think I don't care. Jerry says, I don't see the bagel emote getting knocked off the throne anytime soon. Yeah, we were talking about, as we were starting today's stream, the spinning bagel emote, which you see in the chat sometimes. If you're watching this later on YouTube, you'll see it in the chat quite often. It was the emote of the year for this channel. Really incredible stuff. All right, there's 3 black mana and Doomsday. So now Eric knows what he's up against, if he didn't already. I think this late in the event, players had some idea what they were going to be up against here, but it resolves, and Michael is going to build a pile. Now, it looks like Eric has 1 card in hand. I'm not really sure if it's 1 card, but this isn't over. Thespian Stage is on the board. Wasteland and Ghost Quarter could matter quite a bit. A crop rotation could have big consequences. We know Michael has Force of Will in hand, but what else could Eric have? Are there any other lands? Let's forget the Force of Will for a moment. Are there any other lands that Eric could tutor for that disrupt here? Like, Bajuka Bog doesn't do anything. Kiviak has arrived. I guess if it's in the deck, Talon Gates of Madara to phase out Thassa's Oracle could potentially matter if Michael doesn't play around that. Still assembling this pile. I spotted Basic Island and Underground Sea in the pile. Maybe preparing for the Wastelands. Polluted Delta looks like it's in the pile. Thassa's Oracle looks like it's in the pile. Thassa's Oracle is usually in the pile. The pile tends to be, for anybody new to Legacy and not really sure how this goes, putting this particular game aside for a moment, the piles usually are a mixture of Thassa's Oracle, depending on the matchup. You'll see Cavern of Souls, Cyclers, like Street Wraith and Edge of Autumn, and cantrips, usually.
I'm gonna stifle your
There are some adjustments made for situations like this one. Michael's going to have to play. Oh, one of the life counters died. I think I'll be fixing that shortly. The adjustments with Ghost Quarter and Wasteland on the other side. The players are laughing. They don't know how to fix it. Otherwise, Michael with a 5-card library will lose the game to not having enough mana to cast Thassa's Oracle. Okay, now we're reaching the point where potentially slow play here. This pile does need to be complete, like right now. This is a competitive event. Doomsday does take a while to resolve. I've heard... Okay, it's over. I've heard people say that judges will give time to tutor for 5 cards. Anything beyond that is slow play, and it's a little bit of judges' discretion. You'll see Eric here is counting counter spells in the library. That's usually what people end up doing, and checking the rest to make sure it's all what they'd expect. And what to prepare for. So with Force of Will on top of the pile, it's obvious to everyone that Eric searched for counter magic left in the deck, which is usually what people will do. We know there's a Force of Will in hand, and most likely Eric knows there's a Force of Will in hand. All right, so crop rotation, sacking Ghost Quarter happening now. Force of Will pitching Tamio. Now a crop rotation sacking Wasteland, and there's going to be no response. So Eric did not have 2 cards in hand. All right, Eric takes game 1. I actually missed what was Eric going to search for there? I guess both players knew. 1 card on the bottom. Oh, I guess it was going to be making a Marrowlage. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. It was going to be Dark Depths, make a Marrowlage. All right, Floater's Trend gets cracked here from Michael. The second crop rotation won the game. I miscounted for a moment there. The mana was available with the Yavimaya to make a Marrowlage. Crop rotation still powerful in 2025. Exploration plus crop rotation, kind of the core of these lands decks. Yavimaya Exploration again up against a Tamio. Force of Will on pitching Brainstorm on Exploration makes a lot of sense. All right, just drew Doomsday. All right, there's a clue. Wasteland and Yavimaya, not too bad. Wasteland, huh? Interesting.
Go ahead.
Lava Spur Boots past the turn of a basic forest. Can't waste that. Now, Eric had a chance to look through the library in Game 1, so might be aware of a lot that's going on with Michael's list, but to fill people in a little bit here based on what we're seeing in Game 2, Wasteland plus Tamio. This is a little bit of a fairer version of Doomsday than the version we've seen our friend Zach play on stream, for example, with Personal Tutor. This one has kind of a backup plan. Disruptor Flute, Damping Sphere, Dark Depths, Wasteland revealed off Thoughtseize as The life counter is handed off to me to fix. Disruptor Flute is chosen. Disruptor Flute can be quite disruptive.
Sorry about that, guys.
No worries.
You know where you're at?
Yes. 16, yes.
Up there.
All right, so now life totals are correct. The Thoughtseize took the flute. Everything's working. People are writing down the hand. Damping Sphere can be pretty disruptive against Doomsday as well. Preventing the Dark Ritual Doomsday plays, preventing the, cast multiple spells in a turn like Brainstorm, Lion's Eye Diamond. All those lines get disrupted. As Dr. Pepper arrives in the chat jamming the Spinning Bagel. We were talking about the Spinning Bagel earlier. Damping Sphere.
The land would produce more than 9 mana. It only produces 1 colorless. And for each spell I cast,
The second ability on the sphere is really what matters here against Doomsday.
There we go.
Damping Sphere, a pretty good sideboard card in the current Legacy format. Dr. Pepper saying, miss the Discord notification. So sometimes I'll skip the Discord notification. Am I crazy, folks? I feel like people don't want too many pings, and I try to be respectful of that. I don't know what to do. So 2 clues now after Tamiyo attacks. Wasteland. A clue was sacked, I guess. Waste your waste. Exploration. All right. Looks like Brazen Borrower is in hand. Ooh, Dark Depths. All right. Well, I guess Michael knew that was the last card in hand, but I'm hyping it up.
Yeah. It feels really good when you come line up all of their things, their answers. That's some good stuff.
Well, Tamiyo can sometimes chump block Marriage, which could matter. It's going to hang back here. We know Michael has Petty Theft available. It looks like also in Michael's hand is a copy of Edge of Autumn and Doomsday. Damping Sphere number 2. It's pretty annoying. Cracking a clue on end step. Eric does not have the mana just yet to make a Merit Lage, so fine to play the Sphere.
03. Punishing fire that.
Knowing the coast is clear, Michael will attack with Tamiyo, make a clue. The possibility of also equipping Lava Spur Boots, not available.
Cast low. Targeting.
Ooh, Life Run Alone is pretty good. Wasteland Yavamaya. That was a pretty good loam. Right off the top. Plays Wasteland. Waste Underground Sea. I dig it.
There you go.
All right. Made good use of that Underground Sea. Countered the Wasteland ability to cycle with Edge of Autumn.
60. Results.
Yeah, now with Yavamaya, the threat of a hasty Merit Lage is very real. Lava Spur Boots is on the board. Tamiyo's going to attack. I see Consign to Memory in hand for Michael. Again, we know, Eric doesn't know this, but we know that Petty Theft is available.
I'm going to put Lava Spur Boots.
Like, am I really trying to land screw the land stack?
All right, digs up a basic swamp. That'll be hard to Wasteland. Merit Lage is on the board. It's equip with Lava Spur Boots is on the stack, and I think we're going to see that Petty Theft right now. All right, it's gone. Keep in mind, though, Exploration plus Loam, we could have another Merit Lage joining us again very shortly. Michael is aware. Lion's Eye Diamond is in hand. Consign could delay things. Dark Ritual was just drawn. Dark Ritual, not nearly as good with Damping Sphere ×2 on the battlefield.
Yep.
All right, gonna cast it. Dark Ritual, Doomsday.
Sure does.
That was dog.
Things are getting interesting here in game 2. Pay attention, everybody.
I guess it'll be like
Yeah, Damping Sphere, yeah.
Doomsday is gonna resolve. Michael is aware of the possibility of Marit Lage. It would take, let's see, it would take 2 turns, right? Unless, if Mox Diamond is drawn, yeah, no, Mox Diamond wouldn't be enough. Yeah, the Dark Ritual kind of just filtered mana. Brazen Borrower, top center, is off on an adventure. It could potentially flash in at some point to chump block if needed, if we get that far. I don't feel confident we're going to get that far, though. My current prediction is Brazen Borrower finishes this game still on an adventure. But we'll have to see.
Mind if I ask, right?
Monka TG has arrived. Say hello to Monka in the chat, please, everybody. You know the rules.
You guys still going or you're not?
I should have just gone in the braids and
The people that don't say hello to Monka in the chat, we're just going to start kicking them out, you know?
I mean 4 drops are good.
Perma bans.
Fair enough.
All right, Jerry following directions.
More copies.
I really don't know if I can.
Kiviak following directions. See, the some people know. They know the rules. All right, still building this Doomsday pile. Thinking about pulling Edge of Autumn from the graveyard. All right, so we were talking about this on yesterday's stream, actually. You do get to know if your opponent pulls a card from their graveyard with Doomsday. And so Eric will now know that Edge of Autumn is in the pile, which is not a huge surprise or anything, but it can be helpful to know that.
I think I'm fast enough that I don't really care about long. I don't know, like these, like on the play, like maybe you really like.
Monka TG is on a 7-stream streak. Thank you, Monka T.
Yeah, I agree that the majority of
Yeah, I think this is a horrible matchup, believe it or not.
Still assembling this pile. This is round 4 of 6 rounds of Swiss, so these players are hoping to make top 8 at this point by either remaining undefeated and getting a chance to draw, or dropping a match and then winning out. This match feels very important to these players for sure.
Crazy shit.
yeah, the most brutal is
Eric up a game, probably feeling pretty good at the moment despite Doomsday resolving here. And Eric's back is not against the wall. That Life in the Loam in the graveyard plus Dark Depths Thespian Stage combo is a very real threat. Plus the double Damping Sphere slows things down quite a bit. Yeah, right now we are approaching slow play territory with this Doomsday. You do have to kind of enforce that on Doomsday players. They can't spend 12 minutes on these piles. Not that Michael's taking too long here, in my opinion, but we're approaching it now. My opinion, Michael is out of time.
I know where you're gonna go. It's absolutely gross.
You mess up your pile, that's your problem.
Good luck in your next round.
Not my problem.
I got my draws.
Just draw it.
Doomsday Pile's extremely hard though to execute quickly and correctly.
You get like draw into some technique as well. You're not gonna be like, you know, you gotta play it out for cards.
Doomsday, definitely a card that's resolution takes a bit more time than other cards do. But I think, you know, based on what I see with my own eyes and what we've seen on stream and whatever, you do have to be vigilant and hold your opponent to a reasonable amount of time for resolving Doomsday. And I don't think people do it enough. Monka TG says, how often do legacy matches go to time and end in draws? I would say pretty often. Pretty often. All right, Dredging Loam. Casting Loam. Wasteland, Urza's Saga. Oh, thinking about it longer. Wasteland and Besiju are interesting. Actually, Michael only has one non-basic land. Never mind, I take that back. That Underground Sea is in danger, though. Oh, okay, it does go for Besiju. Does go for Besiju. I guess the Wasteland could be played here, and the Thespian stage could be played here.
Cast crop rotation, sacrificing.
Ooh, crop rotation is pretty nice. Uh-oh. Ghost Quarter here? Seems pretty good.
I'm gonna wasteland the underground sea. And I'm gonna Ghost Quarter.
Oof. All right. Both blue sources got blown up. Michael hasn't scooped yet. Michael might have a plan. We're on the edges of our seats. That was a pretty good crop rot, as they call it. Just a basic swamp in play for Michael, who's trying to cast a double blue spell to win the game. Yeah, Michael is down to 8. Well, 7, I guess. Street Wraith was the card drawn for turn. Consigned to Memory is in hand. Tameo is in hand. Those are dead cards at this point. Michael is also aware of the possibility of Dredging Loam and Ghost Quartering again on the next turn. Jake with an excellent point here. Wasn't Crop Rot his second spell that turn? You know what? That might have been completely missed. That is a great catch by the chat. It looks like that was missed by both players here. That is a huge miss. And a huge error. Props to Jake in the chat for catching that. Jerry sounding the alarm. I don't think that the tax was paid. There's no way, right? No, there's no way. Unless, are we forgetting? No, Loam was in the same turn. Yeah, that is a pretty big error. Both players missed it. That's on both players. Monka says this match needs a judge. You know what? You're right. All right, casting Loam. Ghost Quarter, Wasteland. Yeah, Spy's pointing out Eric didn't pay but could have made the play in Michael's upkeep. That is true. There's no way that was verbally announced, right? That this is your upkeep? No, right? It was still Eric's turn. All right, upkeep. Besiju on Lotus Petal. Oof. Yikes. I see Lion's Eye Diamond in hand for Michael. Pink saying Michael has a line anyway. Yeah, I don't think this is over for Michael. Michael just needs to be extra careful here. And I know we just had a pretty big error with the damping spheres, but be mindful of the damping spheres. He's not going to be able to double spell, most likely. Like cast LED and then cast something else might be tax too much for it to work. And Michael's only at 3, so... Yeah, Pink pointing out that just playing Athas's Oracle, he would have 3 Devotion with Tameo on the board. But doesn't have 2 blue.
Right when he needed it. That was what did me in. Is that you got the loan like I was gonna
All right, it sounds like that's the match. It sounds like Michael is scooping here. They're just discussing what was going on. Pretty big error with the damping spheres missed by both players, and props to the chat for catching it. Overall, though, really well played. GG's. And Lance takes the match.
Dom was there. Arjun was there. He was playing a lot more vintage than before. And then I moved back
Yeah, I'm gonna try.
Lands on the left, that would be Shane. We get to see a little bit of Shane's hand. And mono red on the right, that would be Greg. Looks like we're in the process of mulligans here. This is also round 4 of the 90s MTG Legacy Open. We just watched round 4 at the, I think the table that you can see at the top of your screen. Very cool. Just moved over a table for the next round. All right, Moles to 6 on both sides. Chalice on 1 to start the game. Okay, not bad. Chalice on 0 as well. Not bad. Okay, folks. Am I the only one that noticed, like, today that Chalice of the Void and Leyline of the Void are both of the Void? Is it the same Void? What's going on, chat? What's going on with the lore? Sphere of Resistance on the board. Both players with some early artifact stacks pieces or disruption pieces or whatever you call it. Oh, here we go. Screaming Nemesis is in. Greg's been playing this card. I went to Legacy F&M this past week and playing against opponent on who wasn't Greg on Mono Red Stompy, and they go Screaming Nemesis, and for lethal in one of the 3 games went I'll Fury my Screaming Nemesis, and it's just, it opens up some wacky lines. So my Baraglyph didn't gain life, and it was a whole thing. You had to be there. Legacy players still not aware the card Screaming Nemesis exists, and I don't know. I don't know what else to say. Now there are 2 Screaming Nemesis attacking. Shane drops to 9. Shane is going to use Ancient Tomb to tap for a green. Urza's Saga, make a construct. Now Urza's Saga is about to pop. What do we want here? The double Screaming Nemesis is pretty gross. You can't block them, right? It's going to be really hard to block these Screaming Nemesis. They're basically unblockable now. Unless... The Chalice on one shuts off Swords to Plowshares if that's even in the deck. Crop Rotation also shut off. Yikes. Yeah, Greg's Mountains are pretty cool. What is that Chalice of the Void from on Greg's side anyway? I've seen it before, but what set is that from? Does anybody know? First one who knows gets it. I honestly don't know. I'm stumped by that one. Is it a promo?
I'll take it.
How many cards do you have? Two.
2 cards left in Greg's hand. Lava Spur Boots. Okay. Okay. Maybe an attempt here to race the Screaming Nemesis? Could work. Greg's at 14. It actually might work, that plan. Judge Rewards? Oh. A Judge Rewards Chalice. Interesting. Okay. All right, equipping the Summoning Sick Construct, and this might be a big attack for 7 here, and that could be a successful attempt at racing these Screaming Nemesis. Now, obviously, Greg could play another creature and win the game, but what else are you going to do if you're Shane? You can't block the Screaming Nemesis, right? That's just not a play that you can make. Okay, tapping the equipment, which is a violation. Big attack.
And pass turn.
Oh, that was an attack for 9, actually. I miscounted. But in any case, Shane gets hit for 6. There's the Fury line I was talking about. So Fury, Fury, my Screaming Nemesis, and that ends the game. Wow. Was it better to just broadside bombardiers, though? I don't know. Screaming Nemesis, everybody. Banned in Standard. Getting set up for game 2. Shane looking at the hand. I could see a little bit of it. I see a Lush Portico. I see a Wasteland. I see a Mox Diamond. Yeah, Screaming Nemesis was definitely a card nobody was ready for at this event, and it impressed, I think, everybody all day long. I was watching some of Greg's games that happened off camera, and Screaming Nemesis was doing a lot of damage. All right, Sphere of Resistance on turn 1. That's really not bad at all. Maze of Ith was the land discarded to Mox Diamond. Wasteland's the other land in play, in case you missed it. That's a Shadow Skull Smashing, getting played tapped. Slow start for Greg. The Hammer, pass, is played and then pass. Lush Portico, Surveil. Shane might fire off this Wasteland here, which, based on how this game has played out so far, could be pretty devastating for Greg. Surveils a Dark Depths into the trash. That's interesting. All right, there's that Wasteland, as expected. Pass the turn. All right, basic mountain, pass the turn. Can't waste that. I see Urza Saga. I see a crop rotation in Shane's hand, which could matter. Urza Saga is a pretty nasty one, though. 3 mana. Loam. Oof. Pretty good. Got back Maze of Ith, which is going to be good against creatures like Screaming Nemesis. Dark Depths and Wasteland. Ooh, Magus of the Moon is a good follow-up. Okay, okay. City of Traders allowed for that.
Lovely.
The thing with the moon is you have to be careful now. Dark Depths just got played with 0 ice counters on it. And I just spotted a Swords in Shane's hand. Greg's in danger here.
Go ahead.
Here in late 2025, you might think Blood Moon just wrecks lands players. They can't possibly recover, etc. But cards like Beseiju and the technology, if you want, yeah, there were ice counters placed on that accidentally for a moment there. Here's a Swords on end step for the creation of a Marit Lage. What I was going to say was Beseiju Who Endures and the lands decks running Swords in the main has made the moon effects a lot worse against lands. There's Marit Lage. Also, now Saga doesn't die to Blood Moon, which is just another part of it. That's a Wasteland. Could blow up City of Traders. It will. What could Greg be holding here? Oh. Oh, all right. The life counters on the bottom were not updated. Greg was at 22 because of the moon. But Greg's going to scoop it up. Moving on to game 3. I didn't notice the life totals were wrong. All right, getting ready for game 3. It looks like both players are in the process of some mulligans here. Players using these dice to keep track of mulligans, super helpful for the stream, honestly. Works great.
Those are stuff of legends. Yeah.
Yeah, players taking a moment to think about these mulligans. This is game 3, round 4 of the 4K. Player's going to take an extra minute to make sure this decision feels right. It looks like Expiration was the card Shane selected, which is interesting.
It feels really good when you can like line up all of their things. That's some good stuff.
All right, 5 cards for Greg, 6 cards for Shane. Ancient Tomb, Chromox, Imprinting Shadow Skull Smashing, Broadside Bombardiers. Attacking with the Goblin.
One card.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the fact that you already have a feature out when I would have it was a little bit tough because if I could just like, if you have no feature, I can plus 10 you again. Or you go to.
If you're looking for the life counters that are bottom center of your screen, they've been posted in our Discord a bunch. I don't have the link handy right now. Broadside comes in. Wasteland blew up that Ancient Tomb, which seems to be slowing down Greg quite a bit here. But that Broadside's going to continue attacking. Caracas was the play for Shane. Swords on the Broadside before attacks. It's gone. Greg just with a Chromox. Maze of Ith is a good one. Maze of Ith can be effective against the Screaming Nemesis we saw earlier. Sphere of Resistance off a Thespian stage. It's pretty good. Pretty good. Greg might be quickly locked out here. Wasteland. Copying Wasteland with Thespian stage. So 2 Wastelands on Shane's side. Pretty strong. Basic Forest. Pretty good. That'll help later against potential moons, potentially. But Greg appears to be stuck on mana pretty bad right now. Expiration. Card's quite powerful.
And 3. Pass you.
It's not a.
All right, Greg found a basic mountain. Can't waste that. That could be a really valuable mountain.
Good.
Okay, casting a Chromox for 1 mana. Imprinting a Fury. Pass the turn. End step crop rotation, sacking Maze of Ith. This might be a disaster for Greg. Dark Depths is likely what we're looking for.
Doesn't it cost 2?
Sure does.
That was dog. Me and Louis must find
Okay, Greg pointed out here that the crop rotation did cost 2. I didn't notice that. Likely means Shane has to wait a turn here. But Dark Depths will be found. Great catch by Greg. Got to pay attention, folks. Well done. Sometimes players miss stuff.
So it's like the
And then go to my turn. Draw.
Dark Depths is on the board. Still not looking great for Greg at the moment. Merit Lage pending. Thankfully, no Lava Spur boots on the board, I guess.
yes, that was
Copy.
Making it now. Looks like Merit Lage is here.
Yes, sir. Good games.
That is the match. Lands gets it. Merit Lage. GG's. Another win for Lands on today's stream. AP says, just play like my brother did at FNM this week. Take game actions at random and let your opponent tell you when you've missed. You know what, AP? That sounds horrible. That sounds horrible.
Oh. I'm trying to run it back to back. I talked about the last one too.
What did you lose to?
I lost to Doomsday. They tried to turn 1. Sorry. All even?
Alright.
Oh, you were doing. Sorry, my bad. We just moved table. That's why I forgot. And you were going first, right? Yeah. All right. Good luck. Lee, where are you coming from?
From New York.
Oh, okay. How come we never see you?
Because I just moved here.
Oh, welcome.
All right, 5-color beans on the left. That would be Lee. Sultai beans on the right. That would be Bill. I believe this might be Lee's 90s MTG debut. Unsure. I talk regularly about how at the NYC locals for Legacy, it feels like every week I'm seeing a new face. Oh, hey, what's your name? Yeah, welcome. And then they tell their story. You know, oh, this is my first ever Legacy event. I just built this deck. I just moved here, found out there was Legacy firing, whatever. And the community just continues to grow. And here we are in round... Oh, let me correct this. This is round 6 of the Swiss of the 90s MTG Legacy Open. Days on Up the Beanstalk happening now.
Cool.
Up the Beanstalk is countered right into the glare.
Sorry. Before the blue fades away, I will cycle and go.
Island Cycling Lorien revealed. Frickin' Lorien revealed with the frickin' island cycling mechanic. What's next? We're going to have Island Cycling 0 for free. I'm so sick of this crap.
Yep.
Storm Chaser's Talent. Okay. I feel like we haven't seen this card as much on stream recently. There was a while where I felt like we saw it every other game. Tropical Island gets blown up. Lee is looking for an otter and has the otter token. Round of applause.
Yep. Love some good otters.
When they first introduced the class cards in the Dungeons and Dragons set, whatever it was called, I thought, wow, these class cards are really cool. I hope they make more of them. It's a shame none of them are legacy playable, etc. There still aren't many that get played in legacy, but seeing a few here and there, I dig it. Give us more class cards. Who's with me on that? What other card type do we need more of? It's a brainstorm happening here. There's been some wasting and some brainstorming and some cycling early on.
One, two. My turn. Untap draw. Cast Ponder. Good. Shuffle library.
Universes Beyond Rock and Roll? What would even be in that? I have no idea.
Drop turn or drop Ponder. I'll play a tapped Mystic Sanctuary. I got 7 cards. Pass turn.
All right, the old tapped Mystic Sanctuary trick. End step fetch, Hedge Maze, Surveil for Lee. Lee with the Psychic Frog playmat. Very interesting. Savannah gets dumped into the yard. Does Storm Chaser's Talent mean we might see this town ain't big enough and cards like that to bounce the Storm Chaser's Talent? Potentially. That's Uro. Xander's Lounge comes in. Attacking with the Otter.
17. Untap draw.
Will Lee become a level 2 Storm Chaser in this game? We will see. Uro is in the yard. Uro still as powerful as ever. Sometimes.
I'm going to main phase the Bowmasters.
Bowmaster, kill the Otter. It feels wrong to say, kill the Otter. Amass, make an Orc army, pass the turn.
Yep. 21.
All right, Lee fetching here. Finding a basic plains, okay. Hey, which plains is that? I don't recognize that one. Leyline Binding. That's one way to deal with a Bowmaster. He's gone. All right, leveling up to Chapter 2, or Level 2, I should say, for the Storm Chaser's Talent. And going to retrieve... Thinking about Brainstorm? Oh, what was grabbed there?
Green black. I'm gonna shatter your Storm Chaser's Talent, and I'm gonna mill myself a 3 and get back a land.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're a little bit of glare right on where we needed to see a card fetched out of the graveyard. I'll try to figure that out ASAP. With the Bloom Command, though, just blew up the Storm Chaser's Talent and retrieved a land after milling a couple of cards. Murktide. That card's still good in 2026, right? Some of you are watching this in 2026, like not live. Like, it's crazy.
For 5.
This stream happened in 2025, but you're watching this in 2026. I don't even know what to say. 8/8 Murktide. It's going to do some damage. Leyline Binding also could do some damage here. Murktide down. Murktide down. Now it looks like we're going to escape Uro. The Sultai lists tend to have removal. We have not seen Bill use any removal yet in this game other than technically Bowmasters, but should be able to deal with Uro. I think, at least temporarily. AP says, is Murktide finally going to be banned in 2026? Famous legacy personalities told me it should be. You know, if you look at the data and if you look at the win rates, it's time for not only Murktide, but Uro, Up the Beanstalk, True Name Nemesis, and what other card did they want to ban?
I will also cast
What about Oops?
Trigger Uro.
What about Kozilek's Command? What about the One Ring? Oh, God, the One Ring. So it turns out Bill has Uro, too. This could get interesting. Yeah, Bowmaster and Saga, yeah. They're all big problems. All right, Fatal Push on Uro. We were talking a moment ago about Bill's likelihood of having removal spells. Here's the first. It looks like it's going to remove Uro. Tropical Island comes in. To be clear about something, though, I don't mind. Like, I get caught up in conversations, too, at the LGS, hanging out with my buddies, like what cards should and could be banned. It could be fun to talk about. The only thing I make fun of is the people who only think about bans. Like, their whole social media feed is like, everything needs to be banned. And that is especially annoying, at least for me. Force of Will on Orcish Bowmaster. Kind of a side theme of this channel is clowning people who can't stop playing but aren't having any fun. Those of you that have been hanging out with us are aware of that.
Okay.
Tropical Island gets blown up by a wasteland. Okay.
Drop turn. Attack 4/1.
Unban the Sticker Goblin. Come on.
Nope. Yep.
Took away my deadbeat attendance, too.
How many cards? I've got 3 cards in hand.
3 cards in hand for Bill. Just a 1/1 Orc army as far as creatures on this current board on both sides. This looks like it's going to be a grind fest of a match. Dextro says, I cry every night for Deadbeat. Yeah. Some of us Magic players miss a Deadbeat.
20.
I want my Deadbeat back.
We've been attempting to draw cards. Yeah, 3 in hand.
My Deadbeat did nothing wrong. All right, escaping Uro again. There's Uro.
Green, blue, blue. I will hard cast a Force Will on that.
All right, hardcasting Force of Will. Uro heads back to the trash. Where it belongs, right, everybody?
Moves combat attack for 1. Play a Murktide Regent.
Another Murktide. Oh boy. This card is crazy, Chad.
2, 3.
It's too good.
4, 5, 6, 7.
Unclear to me how big it's going to be, but it seems like Murktide is in. Oh, it's just a 4/4. Okay. End step Brainstorm. Uh-oh. Does Bill have a Bowmaster? Nope, he does not.
Oh, we got a Terminus over there?
Uh-oh. Is Lee lying about not having a Terminus? Somebody call Force of Phil if this Terminus happens. I have no idea if it is.
Yep. Yep.
All right, no Terminus. Bill tried to call it. Force of Phil arrived. Here's Storm Chase's talent. What's up, Force of Phil? Storm Chaser's talent could potentially retrieve something from the graveyard. It doesn't look like there's anything super interesting in there right now, though. And then at some point, hitting Chapter 3 and making an otter every time Lee casts a spell could be pretty nutty. I like the class cards. Twitch chat thinks there should be more battles as well.
Oh, okay.
Get back my brainstorm.
Results.
All right, buying back Brainstorm with Storm Chaser's talents, level 2. Casting the Brainstorm. Knows the coast is clear of Bowmasters. Might as well.
Yeah, but I just played on.
Oh, all right. Right. Done?
Yeah.
And tap draw?
Yeah, the otter was brand new, so it couldn't attack. AP says we need more Rampage. You know what? The Rampage mechanic was a gem. And they should bring it back, and it should be in every set.
Moral back. No responses. It's sweet. Love it.
All right, Storm Chaser's talent has just reached level 3, and this could be really bad for Bill. All right, bumping the camera a bit here. That's a violation. Brainstorm, make an otter. Well, I guess that's how the otters look from now on. Another Storm Chaser's talent. Uh-oh. This might get ugly for Bill, folks.
Yep.
I don't even know if Legacy players know about Storm Chaser's talent yet. Do they? I feel like they don't. They have no idea. If you're new around here, one thing you need to understand is that Legacy players have no idea what's going on.
Which combat? Attack? 4?
Class cards, is that from Universes Beyond? I guess technically it is. It's from freaking Dungeons and Dragons, which nobody likes.
Will.
Screw Dungeons and Dragons. I hate Dungeons and Dragons.
I have no lands left. I need it.
All right. Did Bill just fetch and find nothing?
But I want to do that because I will try to grow my Murktide a little bit. I will tap for 2, exile 2 spells and a land to cut one of your tokens. Trigger Murktide twice.
It's going to be a long uphill battle to defeat all these otters potentially, but Bill is determined to deliver a finishing blow with this Murktide Regent, which is now a 6/6. That could matter quite a bit. Murderous Cut, just to delve, basically, more than anything. Bill's at 15. 2 otters, not summoning sick on Lee's side. It seems like Bill is safe this turn. There is another Storm Chaser's talent that could retrieve something from the graveyard. I don't know if there's anything in there we need right now. Looks like just 2 copies of Brainstorm. The Brainstorms could help dig for answers to Murktide, though. All right, Lee being very careful about taps here, which is what you want to do. Brainstorm retrieve from the yard by Storm Chaser's talent number 2. Level 2. Brainstorm's happening. I spotted a Force of Will, which doesn't help us very much. Bill also has a 1/1 Orc army. Which could chump block at some point. This is tight.
Sure.
Drop into 7. It is a 6/6 Murktide on the other side. Basic Forest is found.
Sure.
Another Brainstorm. Oof, this is close. Okay, so there are 2 summoning sick otters and 2 prowess on the original 2 that were there when we started this turn. Seems like Lee is not finding an answer to Murktide.
All 4 brainstorms.
Yeah, all 4 Brainstorms have been used.
Okay.
All right, Murktide is an answer to Murktide, potentially. Well, Uro's still in the graveyard. 6/6 Murktide on both sides now. The Otters will attack. They are currently 3/3s.
I'll block one of them. Okay. I'll take 3. Sorry, that had 3. Oh, you took 6 last time, right? Yes, from 14 to 8.
Yeah, because I think you dealt away 2.
Yes. I just want to make sure that was the same size. I knocked out. Good. Draw.
Very well done. 6/6 Murktide on both sides. Does Bill have a black removal spell? And a Bowmaster could deliver another point of damage, potentially. This is going to be so close. Well played on both sides.
I can do this trick one more time.
What trick is this? Is he going to delve again? Oh, another Murderous Cut. That's actually amazing. Murktide down. And Lee scoops it up. Oh, my goodness. How the heck did Bill win that? All right, game 1 goes to Bill.
Removal spells, but no forces, nothing. Good luck.
Sheesh. Getting ready for game 2. Lee will be on the play. I guess Lee had that Force of Will in hand, but no way to pitch it? I guess. Seems like Bill has kept 7. Lee in the process of mulligans here.
Alright.
Mold a 6 for Lee. Bill kept 7. Carpet of flowers. Okay. Okay. It's a good start. That is a good card to counter. Force pitching Murktide. Carpet of Flowers is countered.
Turn.
And then a Wasteland. Whew. Both players for game 2 coming in hot. Flood Strand. Seems like Lee's going to try an end-step Surveil or end-step Xander's Lounge. Let's see.
Good.
Hedge Maze, Surveil.
There was a place we stayed at where we had to fly, we had to go to Maine Island. We had to fly to Long Island. And then it was 30 minutes, like 30 minutes.
Good.
Up the Beanstalk is in. That's pretty good.
And it was
The Beanstalk advantage wasn't relevant in game 1, but it could potentially be big-time relevant here in game 2. Carpet of Flowers just hit for Bill, though. That's another green enchantment that makes a lot of difference. So both players with powerful green enchantments on the board right now, for sure. Another Storm Chaser's talent. Make an Otter. Bill not able to use the carpet too much yet. Hasn't used it at all. Another copy of Up the Beanstalk is pretty good. Great start here for Lee, for sure. The Otter will attack. Looks like Bill just drew a Force of Negation a little late to the party. Attacking with the Otter for 1. Missing a land drop is Lee.
No green floating. I'm going to cast my own.
Okay. Up the Beanstalk. Resolves for Bill. Bill might be catching up. Ooh, Wasteland seems brutal here.
Green source.
Gets rid of Hedge Maze, passes the turn. All right, found a land, Volcanic Island.
That resolves.
Murktide resolves. There's a draw 2 from Beanstalks on the stack.
The draws are good. Yeah.
It looks like it's just a 3/3 Murktide, though. But the 2 drawn cards off Beanstalk probably was more the point of that Murktide than anything.
I'm going to start with no black floating, Shieldred Edict, sacrifice a non-land or non-creature token creature.
A non-creature token or something. I don't know. Bowmaster is in response to a brainstorm.
In response to swords, I'm going to
Okay, there's a Source of Plowshares on the stack here. And Bill is going to triple fetch in response to that. Targeting Bowmaster, whose enters ability is targeting the Otter, which will survive now after the sword's prowess trigger. But Bill might be firing off that Force of Negation to protect Bowmaster. Bowmaster seems really valuable here against the double Beanstalks on the other side. And there's a brainstorm on the stack.
Yep.
That he gets buffed. He's a 2.
Yes.
Take 1.
You take one. Sorry, it gets buffed. It takes 1 damage, and then brainstorm resolves, and then there's gonna be 3.
All right, there's about to be 3 Bowmaster triggers on the stack for Bill. Bowmaster, pretty good at fighting against Beanstalks. Pretty good against fighting against Beanstalks for sure.
So 3 triggers. I'm gonna target 2 of them at the otter, and 1 at you.
All right, looks like the Otter is a goner. 4/4 Orc Army for Bill. That'll hit pretty hard. Wasteland, that's not going to be pretty good for Lee here. Nothing really to do with that.
Decline to use this. Move to combat. Attack for 5.
Attack it for 5. Can't absorb too many of those. That was a big turn with the Bowmaster getting protected by Force of Negation. Prismatic Ending on the Orc Army. Okay, that'll slow down the clock quite a bit. Bowmaster sticking around, though. Not ideal. Attack it for 1.
Sure.
Fire Magic. Okay, I feel like we've never seen that card on stream before. Have we ever seen Fire Magic on 90s MTG? I don't know if we have. Can someone check the whole archive? Another Bowmaster, though. Fire Magic, a pretty cool card from Final Fantasy that some local players were talking about using to battle against the Badgermole Cub stuff that's going on right now. Could work. Brainstorm in response to a Bowmaster.
Not yet.
Enter target you. Yep. Untap.
Bowmaster is in.
Trigger flowers. I will add 2 blue. 1 blue floating. Cast brainstorm.
How many cards?
2.
Brainstorm. 1 blue floating. Power Blast on Brainstorm.
Combat. Attack for 2. 8. Pass turn to you.
The 2 Beanstalks on Lee's side, not nearly as good with a Bowmaster on the other side, keeping it in check to some extent here. Storm Chaser's talent cannot be activated at instant speed.
Combat.
Hull Breacher, I did not see that one coming. An old friend. Blocks Bowmaster. Not bad.
Okay, take 1.
Yep. And then
Hull Breacher, definitely a controversial card for the commander, folks. Here in Legacy, it saw play for a little while, sees play here and there, but was never a huge problem. At least not in my opinion. Don't check Reddit. You know, who knows what they're saying on there. All right. Another Bowmaster for Bill. Pretty annoying.
Target.
oh, it resolves. Target you.
Try to play Leyline Binding. 2 triggers.
Leyline Binding, 2 triggers. Another Bowmaster. Unbelievable. That is the match. GG's. Orcish Bowmaster, everybody. Maybe test that card out. Maybe test it out. Wow. Wow. I hope we never go back to Middle Earth ever again. Never.
Relaying that thing. That was crazy. How many lands are left now? I know you're
just
not.
Jeff.
Oh, just Jeff.
Or, yeah, just Jeff. What about answer? Did you vote to split? Did you vote to split?
I did, yeah.
Thank you, Kiviuk. This was the semi-final of the 90s MTG Legacy Open. We still have a bunch of matches from that event in the queue. And on the left, Mario on Demir. And on the right, we have Michael on Doomsday, who we saw earlier on today's live stream. Jerry says, keep fighting the good fight, Chris. Thank you, Jerry. Jerry, one of our best people, for sure. A Flooded Strand, Tameo. Pretty sure the players knew what they were up against when they sat down here. This is pretty late into the event. Michael won a 1K earlier this year on Mystic Forge. And here we are at the 90s MTG Open in the top 4. Michael's been a dominant player at our competitive local events. Watery Grave, okay. Fatal Push on Tameo. Protecting Tameo with Daze. Tameo's going to stick around.
Go. On your own keep. Yeah.
All right. Well, Snuff Out on Tameo is happening. Force pitching Brainstorm on Snuff Out. That was kind of an awkward interaction there. All right, Tameo attacking, making a clue. Mario seemed fine with it though.
2 cards, right?
Him to Turok. Let's go. Discarding Dark Ritual and Force of Will. All right. Reason I said it's awkward is that Mario said on upkeep, I'll snuff out Tameo, and then Michael checked the next card of the deck,
You're 19, right?
and then cast Force of Will, and you know, to some extent, it's up to the players to like call a judge if they're not on the same page of what's going on. But that was a bit of extra information Michael had there that made that interaction a bit awkward. It did seem like a bit of a goof, but anyway. So Tameo made a second clue. Snuff out him, and oh, what's DR? Oh, Dark Ritual. Yeah. Bowmaster. That card's still good.
So shoot you for 1. And draw resolves. Shoot you again.
So the draw from the clue will trigger the Bowmaster one more time. 2/2 Orc Army for Mario. The most invisible die ever. All right, end step fetch for Mario. Looks like we're going to go get a Surveil land.
Water abuse.
Undercity Sewers it is, Surveil. I forgot about this. That is a what they call a judge-issued proxy of Wasteland. Apparently, Mario's Wasteland was somehow damaged, and they gave Mario a basic mountain with Sharpie on it. So Tamio gets blown up by a Fatal Push. Finally got that off the board. A little bit confusing to have the extra land there. Kaito getting ninjutsu'd onto the board. 2/2 Orc Army and Kaito now.
I'll surveil.
Surveilling with Kaito. Dumped a Thought Seize, it looks like, and drew a card. Would it have been better to leave Bowmaster on the battlefield? Maybe. All right, Cavern on Wizard. Tamio back on the board. Somewhat relevant.
Attack.
Attacking for 5. Tamio blocks the Orc Army. Uh-oh. Bowmaster we knew about. Cracking a clue in response. Oh boy. Another Bowmaster. Michael's going to scoop it up. Game 1 goes to Mario. Bowmaster's still pretty good in 2026. Point taken, yeah. So now Michael, will be on the play for game 2. Down a game against Demir Tempo. Looks like Mario took a mulligan to 6. Michael kept 7. Turn 1, Tamio. This is a slightly fairer version of the Doomsday decks. We've seen some Doomsday decks on stream, for example, that had Personal Tutor and were more of a turbo combo deck. Michael's deck has a little bit more of a backup plan. Fatal Push off a basic swamp. Removes Tamio this time without any protection.
Go ahead. Sorry, this is Sorry.
Dark Ritual. It's happening. Starting off with Thoughtseize. All right. Marsh Flats, Thoughtseize, Brainstorm, Polluted Delta, Snuff Out. Snuff Out is chosen. Interesting.
I'll take Brainstorm Delta. Marshall.
That Thoughtseize could be pretty effective against Michael's combo deck. But maybe combo is not the plan here for Michael. We're going to have to see. Sometimes you'll see a Barrowglaive show up. Still 2 black mana floating.
Yeah.
Dauthi Voidwalker. Okay. Okay.
Sure.
And then Tamio. Well, I didn't expect Dauthi Voidwalker, but that card is still good. That Snuff Out would have been able to remove Tamio, potentially. Thoughtseize reveals Brazen Borrower. That's gone. Dauthi Voidwalker, one of my favorite Modern Horizons cards, for sure. I think it makes my top 5 Modern Horizons cards. What are the best Modern Horizons cards of all time? Or, forget the best. Your favorite. What are your favorite Modern Horizons cards of all time? I think for me, Dorothy Voidwalker, Force of Vigor is up there. Collector Roof is a big one. I like Prismatic Vista a lot. That one's great. Undercity Sewer Surveil. Grief. If you're being serious, an interesting choice. That card's quite controversial. I like Grief, though. I don't dislike it. Yeah, Dress Down is a good one. Dress Down is a good one. All right, Ponder goes under the Void.
Brainstorm?
Brainstorm. Void counter. Did I name any red cards or white cards? I actually like the Ocelot Pride and Guide of Souls. I think those cards are cool. Turok. Turok is a good one.
Good.
I actually really like Hogak. I know I didn't play Modern when it was legal, so feel free to yell at me in the comments, but I like Hogak. I think that's such a cool card. I think Hogak is just so weird and fun. Ren and 6. I didn't get to play Legacy much when Ren and 6 was legal. I do like the card, though. I just had like a strange thing happen where my schedule didn't really line up well with playing Legacy around the time Ren and 6 was legal. And I just missed the whole thing. I just didn't get to play really at all when Ren and 6 was legal. The same thing happened with Underworld Breach. I had a different schedule at the time. Astrolabe? I actually really liked Astrolabe as a child of the Ice Age. Force of Will, pitching Force of Will on Bowmaster is pretty good. Now the Brainstorm will happen without issue. I think the players are forgetting about the Void for a moment here. Fatal Push, Tamio.
Push Doffy.
Oh, yeah. And this
Force Doffy.
Yep.
All right, Judge is catching it off to the side.
One step, I'll crack open.
I finally did damage. So did I take another life? I did not.
So Dorothy Voidwalker has an enormous pile under it now. I don't know if there's anything Michael needs in there at the moment, but Fatal Push could come in handy later, for example. Cracking a clue here. That was a clue token. Bottom right. Birthing Ritual. That's a cool card. That's a cool card. I don't know if it makes my top 10, but it is a cool card. It sees some play in the arena formats, right? Birthing Ritual? Does it see play in Modern? I don't know.
Five. Yep.
Barrogoyf, Nethergoyf, Pyrogoyf, other favorites of mine. All right, Barrogoyf will slam the door on game 2. Moving on to game 3. Okay, so it does see play in Modern, the Birthing Ritual. All right, players getting set up here for game 3. Mario will be on the play. A turn 1 Thoughtseize could be good.
Get an underground scene. Cast Samuel.
All right, now Tamio appears on Mario's side. I think for the first time in this match. Maybe I'm wrong. Turn 1, Tamio. There it is.
Go ahead.
Polluted Delta. So far, no doomsdaying in this match. Doesn't seem to be coming together for Michael in that way. But he did take game 2 with Barrogoyf, which I warned people about. Underground Sea. Okay. I spotted a Force of Will in Michael's hand. That could come in handy. Dark Ritual. All right. Fatal Push on Tamio. Tamio down. Bowmaster. All right.
Go ahead.
Not as scary as Doomsday, but a pretty big turn for Michael. Doomsday's scary, right? Is everybody scared of Doomsday, or is it just me? Okay, Fatal Push. Wasteland. Great turn for Mario. Put removal in your decks, folks. Wasteland. All right, so the lone permanent on the board right now, and Mario laughing about it, is a 1/1 Orc army all by itself. Undercity Sewers, Surveil. Murktide Region into the trash. Who has more tempo in this game, by the way? All right, now Tamio on Michael's side. It's getting dazed, though. Tamio countered. Jerry Dice in the chat with some excellent advice. Never leave home without removal. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. There's that Watery Grave. Thoughtseize. Consider Brazenbauer, Force of Will. Interesting. Probably taking Force here. Yep. All right, Ponder for Michael now. Consider is sometimes in the Doomsday piles. It's usually a one of in these Doomsday decks. In case you're wondering. Ooh, another Wasteland. Attacking with the Orc army. There's that Undercity Sewers again. Daze thrown away. We knew about the Sewers. It was returned by a Daze earlier.
11.
The 1/1 Orc army is chipping away. Firing off the Consider now. Keeps the card, draws the card. Now a Sewers from Michael. Surveil. It looks like maybe Thoughtseize is on top of the deck. Leaves it there. I think it was Thoughtseize. AP says seeing Wasteland and Doomsday still jarring. Yeah, it's not, if you're new to this format, new to checking out Legacy, Doomsday does not usually have Wasteland. But this is a fairer version of the Doomsday combo deck that Michael is playing. Made it all the way to the top 4. It's working. Thoughtseize. So it was Thoughtseize on top of the deck, most likely. Thoughtseize is on the stack. Mario's going to fetch in response. Drop to 10. Goes for Underground Sea. Brainstorm. Seems like... Oh, all right. So a Daze on the Brainstorm. Thoughtseize takes Murktide, which is amazing right now. It looks like that was on the way for the following turn. Sewers gets replayed. Dark Ritual gets dumped. Past the turn. Tamio's going to attack and make a clue. Tamio sticking around gives Mario still a good chance in this game. Brainstorm. Not bad. Now Tamio is a Planeswalker, which actually could be a massive problem for Michael. All right, there's that Wasteland proxy again. It is a Wasteland been replaced by the judge because Mario Wasteland was damaged or something. Kind of funny. Petty Theft on the Tamio. It is bounced. Not too bad. Oh, did we know that? Oh, the Brazen Bar was still in hand already, right? We knew that already? All right, I forgot. Tamio gets replayed.
Second.
So Brazen Bar is off on an adventure, bottom center of your screen. Here's a brainstorm from Michael. Probably looking for a way to remove Tamio. Michael's body language here, I mean, obviously we only see hands. I feel like Michael just brainstorm locked.
But I'll let you do. Just confused with your recording. I had you to judge proxy over there for Oh, okay. So when you see someone taking them out and then pointing at another land.
Wait a minute, how many cards are... Okay, for a second I thought Michael was putting 3 cards back. Wasteland, that's not too bad. Was the brainstorm resolved like a ponder? Was that what happened? I don't think so.
Oh. 0. Get a clue. Go.
All right, 2 clues for Mario now. Doesn't have a land to crack them with. Not enough land, anyway. Polluted Delta, attack for 1 with the Orc Army again. Dolthy Voidwalker. Fatal Push. That's not bad at all.
Attack. Ooh, I'll just sack it right away. Go to 8.
Fatal Push, I think, is a card at this point approaching 10 years. Card's still good. Legacy staple. I love the card. I remember when Fatal Push was brand new. I was kind of new to Legacy at the time.
I'll fetch it.
Sorry about that. I just like completely forgot. I guess turns off city.
The original Goyf killer, yeah. Yeah, what were we killing with Fatal Pushes back in my day? It was young Pyromancers and Tarmogoyfs. Deathrite Shamans were getting blown up. I think that happened. Dr. Pepper jamming some bagels for us. Aether Revolt was 2017? Fair enough. Yeah, Swords of Plowshares has been great this whole time. It's kind of an insane card, Swords of Plowshares.
What if you get
7.
there somehow? Like, I want to have a
Yeah, you want to have a clock. Yeah.
Dark Confidant, yeah, sometimes. I remember we had a lot of Turbo Depths players at the time blowing up their Vampire Hex Mages. Those things were annoying. Leovold was around at the time. This is all in my early Legacy days. Leovold was everywhere.
Brazen?
Only spot. That's pretty.
Uh-oh. Brazen Bar and Sponsor Brainstorm. That resolves. Seems like Tamio might be about to flip. Brazen Bar could, of course, attack it. But it'll not be able to kill it, it seems.
Honestly, the best thing here would do is just burn for 7 with by shocking with bronze bombardiers.
Yeah, between like 9 broadside and theory, you can deal 19 on turn 2.
Yeah.
That's not what the game is about.
Correct.
Not this one, so.
All right, Wasteland hangs back. Shieldred's Edict. Brazen Bar, we're down.
I mean, I'm an unbiased head judge.
I mean, it was Modern versus Land. Just like.
Bigger, it doesn't
I mean, that matchup is actually better than you.
Tamio. Will this be the first ever game on 90s MTG where both players ultimate Tamio? We've been hoping for it. We've been dreaming about it. This could be the one.
Kaido.
All right, Kaito. Hard cast Kaito. Stun Tamio. Plus Tamio to 6. Michael might be in trouble.
Yep. One now.
Yeah, 1 stun counter now.
Combat. Techie. Go to 13. I'll 0.
All right, Madeira in the chat can't believe what's going on today's stream.
Draw.
Undercity Sewer, Cervelle dumps a Ponder into the yard.
You flipped it last turn, I believe, originally, so it would have gone from 2 to 4, and then this turn 4 to 6. Unless I missed it.
No, that's incorrect. I'm pretty sure he can take it up again.
Then cast a Shieldrick's Edict, and then I casted this and plus.
Yeah, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. Plus
Okay,
10
I missed it.
I don't think he did.
I missed an entire turn.
Okay, so Tamio is now at 8 loyalty. That has been corrected. Good on Mario to check if he already used it. Last stun counter comes off Tamio, and Michael needs an answer to Tamio on Mario's side, or he is going to face the ultimate. Bowmaster in response to Brainstorm. Ouch. Ouch.
No resolve.
Sounds like Bowmaster's resolving.
I'm gonna kill this first. Well, no. Yeah, kill this first.
Okay, 1-1 Orc Army down.
Brainstorm. Resolves.
Brainstorm resolves. Can Michael remove Tamio? 3 more Bowmaster triggers. And they're asking now about the timing of the Bowmaster triggers versus Tamio's flip. Mario will be able to kill Tamio here.
Even this trigger.
Active player, non-active player, stacking happening.
Yeah.
This is brainstorm on your turn.
Correct. The brainstorm. What will happen is the Tamio trigger will go on the stack, then all the Bowmaster triggers will go on the stack.
So mine will resolve first, since it's second.
Yeah, yours will resolve first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll just kill this.
Tamio down. Will not get to become a Planeswalker, unfortunately for Michael. Although, if we're being honest, that probably would not have mattered that much. Cavern of Souls, naming Wizard.
I'm not counting.
Yeah. Long goodbye.
Wow. Okay, long goodbye comes out of nowhere.
She's sad since it can't be countered. Okay.
We're still alive. Long goodbye, everybody. Michael's quite a bit behind, though. Ponder here from Mario. That was a big long goodbye. That might have been the most important long goodbye we've ever seen on 90s MTG.
Any events and total plans after this?
Off the top rope, yeah.
Not talk to another human being for 3.5 weeks. That'd be great. Huh?
Rip him.
Rift House this week. They're
2 loyalty counters on Kaito, 4 +1/+1 counters on the Orc Army. Everybody's attacking. Tamio blocking. Bowmaster flashed in here. Ouch.
You got it. I'm brainstorm now.
Brainstorm locked as Michael scoops it up. GG's. Mario went on to the finals. If you want to watch the finals, it was on one of our previous streams. Definitely go watch it. It was a good one. GG's. Well played. No doomsdays. No doomsdays. Very interesting. Tightly played match, though. All right, folks, stick around for just a moment. We're going to send you over for a raid. Jam some emotes on the way in. And disturb the other stream or whatever. I'll see everybody soon. Peace out.